Hi students, today our topic is Hund's rule. So this Hund's rule is you need to explain the electronic configuration of atoms. How the electrons are filled into the orbitals, that can be explained by using this Hund's rule. Okay, an orbital can hold only two electrons. How these electrons enters into the orbitals, those points will be explained by this Hund's rule. Okay, so what is the statement of Hund's rule? So the statement of Hund's rule, before going to explain the statement, here are the examples of some configurations. First configuration, it is the 1s2 2s2 2p3, that is the configuration of nitrogen. So 1s S subcell is having only one orbital, it can occupies only two electrons, and 2s also completely filled with two electrons. But in case of 2p3, p is having three orbitals. Okay, 2p3. So first we have to fill the electrons to each orbitals. After that only we have to pair the electrons. So here the into mark, look at the into mark. So here 2p3, so two electrons accommodated in only one orbital. So this is the wrong method. So why this is wrong? So that can be explained in this Hund's rule. So the statement of Hund's rule is, whenever the degenerate orbitals are available for electrons, whenever the degenerate orbitals are available for electrons. What is meant by the degenerate orbitals? So the orbitals which are present in the same subcell are having equal energies. Okay, so for example, p subcell is having three orbitals. What are those? Px, py and pz. So these three orbitals are having equal energies, and those are called as the degenerate orbitals. Like that, d orbitals are d subcell is having the 5 degenerate d orbitals, and f is having the 7. So whenever the degenerate orbitals are available for electrons, the pairing of electrons takes place. When we have to pair the electrons, after the all orbitals are filled with one electron each. సో ఎప్పుడైతే ఆర్బిటాల్స్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్కి అవైలబుల్గా ఉంటాయో అప్పుడు ఒక్కొక్క ఆర్బిటాల్లో ఒక్కొక్క ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఫిల్ చేసిన తర్వాతనే మనం పేర్ చేయాలి. Okay, so that is the statement of Hund's rule. Once again, whenever the degenerate orbitals are available for electrons, the pairing of electrons takes place after the all orbitals are filled with one electron each. So here are the examples. So for example, the electronic configuration of nitrogen atomic number is 7. So the configuration is 1s2 2s2 2p3. So in s orbitals, two electrons. So these two, one is the upward direction and another one is the downward direction. So these are the spins of the electrons, and we are writing the electronic configuration in box method, 1s 2s, but here 2p3. So p subcell is having three orbitals. So according to Hund's rule, so the pairing of electrons, pair means two electrons, the pairing of electrons takes place after the all orbitals are filled with one electron. Hence first electronic configuration is incorrect. And next one, so here p subcell having three orbitals, we are filled the electrons, first orbital 1, second orbital 1, third. If another electron is there, then it comes to first orbital. Okay, this is the example 1. Now the example 2, oxygen atomic number is 8. Oxygen is having 8 electrons. So the configuration is 1s2 2s2 2p4. So first incorrect configuration. Why this is incorrect? So p subcell is having the three degenerate orbitals. We have to pair the electrons after all the electrons are filled with one electron. And second configuration, here p is having three orbitals. One orbital is filled with one electrons, remaining electron is enters into first orbital. So according to this rule, we have to fill the electrons. And next one, so and Hund's also says that according to this rule, all filled or completely filled orbitals are more stable than other configuration. So he also says that off filled or completely filled orbitals are more stable than the other configuration. What is meant by the off filled or completely filled? So for example, p orbital can accommodate the 6 electrons. 6 electrons in valence shell is the full filled configuration. What is the off of the 6 electrons? 3. 3 is the off filled configuration. So those atoms which are having the off filled configuration at valence shell or full filled configuration at valence shell, they are very stable than the other elements. Okay. So for example, D orbitals are having the 10 electrons. Having 10 electrons in valence shell is the full filled, 5 electrons is the off filled configurations. Okay. So example, nitrogen is more stable than the oxygen. Why? So nitrogen is more stable than the oxygen. We have to write the electronic configuration. Nitrogen atomic number 7, configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3, and oxygen electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Here we have observed the valence shell electronic configuration. So for nitrogen, valence shell is having the 3 electrons, and for oxygen, valence shell is having the 4 electrons. So maximum number of electrons in p orbitals are the 6. So off is the 3. Hence nitrogen is having off filled configuration, hence that is more stable than the oxygen. Okay. And next another example, phosphorus is more stable than the sulfur. Why? So because we have to write the electronic configuration. Phosphorus atomic number 15, configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p3. Sulfur 16, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p4. Look at the valence shell configurations. So here for phosphorus, valence shell is having 3p3 electrons and sulfur is having the 4 electrons. In these two, which one is the off filled? Phosphorus is the off filled. Okay, hence phosphorus is more stable than the sulfur. And next, according to this rule, by using this rule, we can also explain the electronic configuration of chromium and copper. These two elements are having anomalous configurations. Why? Because to attain the stable configuration, the valence electrons which are present in the chromium undergoes the excited state. Okay. So for example, chromium symbol is the Cr, electronic configuration atomic number 24. Chromium is having 24 electrons. General configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d4. So this is the general configuration of chromium. But here to attain the stability, how it attains the stability? Chromium is having the 4 electrons in its valence shell. It requires one more electron to get the stability, and one electron jumps from the 4s to 3d. Hence the actual configuration of chromium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1, 3d5. Like this we have to write. Okay. So the electronic anomalous configuration is 4s1, 3d5 at valence shell. And next one also copper. Copper symbol is the Cu and the atomic number is 29. The electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d9. This is the general configuration. But last in valence shell, d orbital is having 9 electrons. To attain the full filled configuration, what is the full filled configuration? 10 electrons is the full filled configuration. To attain the stable configuration, 1 electron excited to d orbital. So then the configuration becomes the 4s1, 3d10 at valence shell. Okay, we can write the electronic configuration by using inert gas elements also. So for example, nearest inert gas is, for copper is the argon. Argon covers the 18 electrons, hence we are writing argon 4s1, 3d10. Argon 18 plus 1, 19, 19 plus 10, 29. That is the copper 29. So these two behaves the anomalous configuration, chromium and copper. Okay, right. So this is about the Hund's rule. Okay, right. Thank you.